Hey everyone, and welcome back. So today we're going to return to an accessory that we actually covered a couple of months ago on the channel, and that is the awesome Switch game card reader. And the reason we're returning to this accessory today is that although it received a upgrade that I would call extremely simple, I think it might be a game changer for some people out there that were maybe on the fence about getting this accessory. So let's go take a look at that today. Now, since I just covered the basic accessory on the channel a few months ago, we're not going to go over the whole installation of the product and the step-by-steps like I did in the previous video, but I will be linking that video down below if you do want to see that part, because the main part of the accessory has actually not changed. And just to go over the basics, what exactly this is that basically you plug this into your Switch, and it allows you to load 4 game carts at once onto the Switch and be able to switch between the 4 games without having to remove a game cart each and every time. Now you might see 8 slots here on the accessory, but that's because the other 4 are storage only. But still, it will allow you to switch between the game carts without having to pop it in and out of your Switch, which number one, depending on the size of your fingers, can be a pain. And number two, it actually prevents the game card reader from the Switch to get overused over years. Because if you don't know, that part can actually malfunction and you might have to swap it out. The good news is it's a pretty easy swap, but not everyone wants the hassle or wants to open up their Switch, so it's a good thing to keep it in a healthy condition. But there was one major setback about this accessory that theoretically I did not even notice in my first review, and that's simply because in my gaming setup, my screens are right here, my Switch is on the side, and for me to actually switch games, all you have to do is press the button here, and for me, all I need to do is stretch out my arm, press the button, and voila, the game is switched. However, what a lot of people were noticing about this accessory is that if you have a setup where your Switch is on a television set at the other end of the room, well, you have to get up each and every time, go over to your Switch, press the button, come back, sit down, and the beauty of having a wireless controller is sort of somewhat lost. Well, that brings us to today's upgrade to the accessory, and it is so simple, but at the same time, it's brilliant because it solves that problem for people that have that kind of setup. And that's the fact that they now include a remote control game switcher. Now, I know it's unfortunate if you picked up the first version of the accessory that it didn't come with this, because part of me feels like it could have come with this from the beginning, but I think it's one of those things that even the manufacturer overlooked at first because they didn't realize so many people were going to have an issue with it. Yes, it's as simple as that. There's a little clicker here. So actually, let's take a look at that from a different angle and you can see it actually in action. So now you were looking at my setup from a different angle. And as you can see, I have 4 different games loaded up into the game card reader. And basically, I'm the kind of person I'm always replaying some games. Like currently, I'm rotating between Minecraft, Animal Crossing, and Dead Cells, just working on that content because those are games that just like never end. You can always replay them. And at the same time, I have Princess Peach loaded in because I still haven't had time to play through the whole game. I really, really like that game. I just basically been so busy on the channel with other stuff that I haven't finished it yet. So it's loaded in there as well as my 4th game when I have time to put in a level or 2. So basically, as you can see, I have the controller here right in my hand, and if I'm playing Minecraft, perfect, I get out of the game, I shut it down, I want to switch over to Animal Crossing, we click on the button, oh, it's Princess Peach is number 2, click again, Dead Cells is number 3, and voila, we are back to Animal Crossing. Then let's say you're fed up with Animal Crossing, you want to play a little bit of Dead Cells, well, click the button, and basically Minecraft, Princess Peach, and boom, we are on dead cells. You don't even have to get up. You don't have to get off of your couch. Now, at the same time, as I said last time, I would have liked to see all 8 slots active to actually switch between 8 games. But from what I can understand, it's that the bandwidth is a little bit of a tricky thing here. And to get all the games playing properly, it's a little more difficult with 8 games. But nonetheless, being able to swap between 4 games is really, really a godsend, especially if you have a large physical collection. Now, just as last time, I'll be leaving a link to the product down below in the description of the video and the top pinned comment if you want to be picking one up for yourself. But honestly, this little upgrade is a game changer. The one thing I might want to warn about you, since we are looking at this from a review perspective, is that do be careful where you place this little switch, because unfortunately, if you hit the button while you're playing a game, it is like switching out the cart, and unfortunately your game will shut down and you could lose some progress. So at the same time, while you're playing, make sure you're putting this in a safe place, because you don't want to be sitting on it or someone walk on it or just press the button by mistake and then all of a sudden pop you out of your game. And by the way, I also wanted to update the compatibility issue, because a few people did mention in a previous video that apparently some games are uncompatible with them. I'll let you know that I have over 350 physical Switch games. Now, I haven't popped in each and every cart, but so far I've cycled through at least 50 or 60 games, I would say, in the last 2-3 months since I've had it. And personally, I haven't come across a compatibility issue. However, I did confirm with the manufacturer there is a possibility, but it's generally a very exceptional case where a game would be incompatible with the card reader. Normally, we're talking about this thing working with like 99% of Switch games out there. So we're not going to spend any more time on this, because although it is a very wordy upgrade in my opinion, it is nonetheless a very simple one as well. But definitely, I do think this can be a game changer, as I said in the beginning of the video. Hopefully you appreciated today's video. Just don't forget on the way out that if you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and as usual, I hope I'll see all of you in my next video.